What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. Today, as you guys can see by the title and the thumbnail, we are focusing on edges. This was a highly requested video. I get questions about my edges all the time, so I'm gonna go ahead and give y'all the tea on how I do it. This may work for some of you, not all of you. So the two products that I'll be using in this video are Eco Styler and Edge Booster. As far as Eco Styler, you can use any Eco Styler, really any Edge Booster as well. I use the Argan Oil Eco Styler, the olive oil, literally any kind. The pink one just happens to be the kind that I have on hand right now. So, the first step in this process is, of course, using your edge brush and brushing down your baby hairs. Y'all do not judge my edge brush. I know it needs to be clean, but it's just hair and gel caked up in it, so it's okay. We gonna get it clean. But anyways, we gonna focus on the edges. So yeah, my first step is I'm gonna brush all my edges down to make sure that I'm getting all my baby hairs in line and ready to be laid down. So some people don't like dramatic baby hairs. I do personally. So I make sure I get all my baby hairs and I make sure that they're all brushed down. So if you don't like dramatic baby hairs, you don't have to brush them all the way down. Like, you don't have to brush all of them down. But if you do like dramatic edges like moi, then you want to brush them down. So one of the most important steps is making sure that your edges brush is at least a little bit damp while doing this, and then going in with a little bit of Eco Gel. You don't need a lot at all. You need way less than a dime size amount. Like, you don't need much at all. So you just go in with a little bit, and then of course less is more, because you can always add more if you need more. So yeah, you start with a little bit, and you just kind of, how I do it is I look at the way that my edges are already kind of growing, if that makes sense, and I just kind of lay them that way. You don't have to. Again, you lay your edges how you want your edges to be laid, but me personally, I kind of pay attention to the way my hairs grow, and that kind of helps me as a guide to know which way to lay them. Also, I say to make sure to start with a damp edge brush, whether you use a toothbrush, edge brush, whatever the case may be. I say start with it damp just because you don't want that white pasty kind of residue on your edges when they dry, and you just don't want it, period, because it's a buildup, and then on top of that it shows. So I like to make sure that my edge brush is dampened just for that very reason, because for some reason when it's damp, I don't have to worry about like the white pasty look, considering I do use two products, which include the Edge Booster and the Eco Styler. So yeah, just some food for thought. That's the reason why I make sure to at least have a damp brush. Also, just another tip, don't be afraid to use your finger just to kind of guide the hairs in the direction that you want them to go, following behind the brush, because that does help a lot. And also keep in mind that your edges are not going to lay perfectly every time you do them. I have days where I'm like, my edges are trash, they frustrate me, whatever the case may be. So just a reminder, your edges are not going to be literally like perfect every single day. Some days it's like, you know, it's hair. So some days you'll have a good hair day. Some days you're just kind of like blah with your hair. It's the same exact thing with your edges, because they are hair. They will not lay perfectly every single time, but for the most part and the majority of the time, if you take your time and you really pay attention to what you're doing, then you'll most of the time get a good result, or at least a decent result. But it will not be perfect every time, so don't get frustrated. Just keep working at it. Sometimes I do like to go back and kind of grab the edge of my edge, if that makes sense, because I know like they curl differently, and I kind of like how it looks. So like I said, these are your edges. If you want to add a little curl, a little razzle dazzle, whatever you want to add to your hair, you can add to your hair. So I just like to go towards my edges and just kind of bring them out and let them curl up, because I don't like my edges to be just straight to the point, just boom boom edges. I like a little flavor in mine, a little curl. I like my curls to pop out. So yeah, just kind of freestyle it. If you want to add some extra, then add some extra. So the next part is I'm gonna go in with my edge booster, and honestly, I use edge booster just because it adds some shine to my hair when I put it on my edges, and then this is also like my security, like my hold. Like I know for a fact my hair is not going anywhere. Of course, Eco Styler keeps my hair secure, but edge booster just gives me that extra sense of security. Like I know for a fact I can swipe my finger across my forehead and my edges aren't going anywhere. Alright, so this is the end of the video. I hope this video was really helpful to you guys. I didn't speed it up or anything like that because I wanted you guys to really be able to kind of follow this tutorial, and hopefully it helped. So yeah, thank you guys so much for tuning in and watching another video. If you haven't, go subscribe and leave a like if you enjoyed this video, and leave a comment so we can chat. Bye!